Hello YouTube. I want to talk to you today about HCC Coleman campus in downtown Houston on the southwest side. It's located off of Pressler Street. I attended there many years ago for their LVN program. They took 90 students, including some who were already registered as CNAs and working. They told us at the outset of the program that they were going to weed us out, and they're going to do their best to make sure that many of us did not make it. I was somebody who tried to advocate for my fellow students. I tried to make sure that we had access to a tutor. I studied extremely hard. I quit my job in order to get through that program. And in my first semester, they failed me out by one question. And they gave me 2 disciplinary write-ups for advocating for the other students. By now, the professor who did that, or should I say the professors, there were 3 people involved, including the program director, who I doubt still has her job. I think all that staff's either retired or fired by now that they're gone. But you can't trust anything the professors say. You shouldn't try to advocate for any of the other students, because if you do, they will make a point of hammering you down and putting you out of the program. When I got the 2 disciplinary write-ups, if you get 3, they automatically kick you out from that program. I had a woman who said, and she went by the term med-surg witch. And she said in front of the class, you've got 2 or more disciplinary write-ups, I'm going to make sure that you fail out of this program, that you don't make it to the next level. That is the kind of practices that the Houston Community College System LVN program would engage in at their Coleman campus. Most of the professors, all of them as far as I could see, were women, and most of them were black women, and I was one of 3 white men in the program out of 90 people. And I knew from the beginning, based on the numbers that I wasn't told by the guidance counselor. I asked her specifically, how many people get through this program for each semester and progress to the next level? And she would not tell me. I was someone who could not afford to fail. And years later, after my spouse made it through her program, 2 programs at Coleman she made it through that were not nursing, she died. And my family lost very heavily. We lost almost everything that we had within less than 2 years. I needed to be the one that succeeded because my spouse was chronically ill. And they put me out of the program and made me wait for months to consider coming back. My whole life was on hold, essentially. I couldn't do that. I could not do that. It wasn't worth it. It was a terrible experience because they didn't keep their word to the students. They didn't. They would tell people to study the book for the test, and people would spend massive amounts of time studying, working themselves to death, trying to study for the exam. And then the professor would test off of her lecture instead of off the book. And so we had one exam for pharmacology. That was the one that everybody struggled with, pharmacology, that everybody failed. And I was on a short list of students that came close to passing. I got a 67. Some people got scores that were far lower than that. And The pharmacology teacher was going through a bad divorce. Mom. She was distracted, and the students paid for it. That pharmacology and that med math, those are the two that you need to focus on if you're even going to consider doing the program, and I don't recommend it. I absolutely do not recommend HCC Coleman for nursing at all. Either nursing program. Not for the associate's program or the LVN program. It's absolutely terrible. The reviews on Google are horrific. Just don't do it. I ended up not returning to Coleman. I stopped pursuing nursing after my experience there because it was so adverse, it was so negative. If you're a man trying to go into nursing, you're going to get so much flack from authoritarian, dominant personality type women who are instructors who want to see you fail. And I was a soft-spoken, kind, considerate, very empathic person. I was somebody who deserved success. I'm humble, and I'm kind, and it was a very unjust outcome. I suffered for it. My family suffered for it. And today, many years later, I still reflect on the adverse outcome that program imparted on my life. It's been lasting. I've had other jobs since then, and I've experienced great personal failure. Not with my jobs, but because I couldn't get a full-time position that paid decently. LVN was supposed to be a breakout for me. It was supposed to be a starting point. And now I am looking to go back to college for something entirely unrelated. I'm widowed and a single parent. Don't go to Coleman for nursing, especially not for the LVN program. You'll regret it. I promise you will. I regret it.